Hey, welcome to the races, guys. We're here at round 3 of forward motion. We had a lot of riders on the line today and not a lot of space to get into the woods, so we're doing something a little bit different. Everybody's holding onto their back fender. Still a dead engine start. There goes the shotgun, and we're off. The beta fired up quickly this morning. Had a really good start. Third here going into the woods. Unusual for this year. We're here at the round 3 for forward motion. We're at the Isinglass Winery and Estate in LaCygne, Kansas. We got a beautiful day. High 50s, low 60s. Pretty dry conditions. A little dust out in the open areas, but once you get into the woods, the moisture in the dirt's pretty much perfect. Like I said, had a good start. First 2 races of the year, pretty much we're kind of back in the pack off the start, so this was a welcome change. I'm going to try to hang up here towards the front as long as I can. Missed the corner there, made my own little hot line, I guess. Good number of the riders in the class are a fair amount faster than I am, but we're going to do everything we can to hang up towards the top as long as we can. Racing with several of the usual crew back behind me. Andy, Brian, and Tim. We're welcoming back Tim this year. He'd been absent for the last year or 2 while he was away for work, but was able to move back to the KC area, and he's been here for each round so far. Unfortunate for me, he's beaten me each round so far, so we got the good start, and we're going to see what we can do. The course today was a lot of fun. A lot of fast, flowing sections. A lot of rock, definitely rough in places. You'll see in a little bit there's some really fun creek sections.
Can't see out of my right eye.
Oh yeah, I've been having a challenge here recently. Right at the start of the races, I don't know if it's the airflow into my goggles or what's causing it, but my contacts will tend to get messed up. I don't know what the right term is, but to the point where I can't see, and so a good chunk of this first section up there I was riding with only one eye open, trying to get the other eye to kind of go back to normal. It wasn't until, probably about this section here, until it kind of fixed itself, and then it was fine for the rest of the race, so I'm not sure what's causing that, but might need to figure it out. Riding the first quarter mile with your eye, with only one eye open, is probably not a recipe for success. The other great thing about this track today, again, shout out to Perry Keegan for putting together an awesome trail. Number of different alternate lines, just little shortcuts around corners, and then there's a few places where there's 3 or 4 lines to choose from. Really made for kind of fun racing, and as I've watched several others' videos, you can tell that certain lines were definitely faster than others. Unfortunately, as you can see, you definitely have lost sight with the first and second place. They're gone, and I can hear some rumbling behind me. So I know there's a couple of bikes behind me. I'm not sure exactly how many people I'm holding up at this point, but there's some back there. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on riding my own race, watching ahead, not making mistakes. Here we go into the first fun little creek section, you kind of had to drop in and then coming up what's going to be a good split line. I rode sweep in the morning, and there's a big mud crossing off on the right where you can go straight. Right there to the right is the mud crossing, so there's two different ways to get through this section. I did the mud crossing in the morning for the practice lap, and I thought it was definitely faster, but as I watched some of the AM race going through there, that mud hole was getting deeper and deeper, so I chose every lap to go this direction, which turns out I'm pretty sure it's a longer way. As you can see off to the right, there's definitely several bikes getting past me there. I really needed to start taking the mud crossing and the faster line there, but throughout the rest of the race, I continued to stick to the dry line. That was quick little shortcut that I saw starting to form as I was sweeping in the morning, and by the end of the AM race, it was well formed in. It was definitely cut off quite a few feet, smoother and faster. Going to the left there would have been the faster route. Figured that out later in the second laps and ongoing, but missed it on this opening lap. Long sections like this, you can go pretty much as fast as you feel comfortable, but there is a fair amount of like embedded rock throughout, so my comfort zone wasn't as fast as it needed to be. Fast forward a little bit here. We're still on lap 1. I can really hear quite a few bikes behind me. There's some open riding here, and I plan to let a few of the faster guys get around me. Here in the open sections, the dust made it a little hard to see, but not too bad. And there goes another rider around. I think that was Matt Westgate. The first one that got around there, I think it was Brian Stone. tight section over to the left was a little bit open, but it's slower, and I saw the front wheel there. That's my buddy Andy. He's definitely a faster rider than I am, but right now I've got him behind me, but I don't want to hold him up. I motioned to go around, and there he goes. He's heading back to the parking lot, it looked like. He had forgot where we were on the course, and in an effort to try to get around me quick so he didn't slow my pace down, he completely blew the turn, so he's going to have to try again at some point. Dropping down into another fun little creek section. Probably grab another gear there, heading up that little hill. Really botched that corner pretty bad. You can hear that guy was right on my tail, so let him go by. I know it's racing, but at a certain point, there are people that you know are infinitely faster. You hold them up too long, they get impatient, they start pushing the issue, and potentially you end up with multiple people into the trees. I think that was Jeff Owen that just passed me there. I do let somebody by me is pushing myself a little bit harder to try to latch onto their tail end and hang with them. A lot of times it's easier to go faster when you're behind somebody. You can see them making turns and help you anticipate the turns ahead of time. As you can see, I think Jeff's completely out of sight at this point in time. This was a tough little section here. You make a hard left turn and then it's just incredibly rocky and bouncy all through here on an off-camber hill. It's going to come back to bite me later in the race. Sections, you can go as fast as you feel comfortable. Gosh, I blew that corner again. There's Andy.
Go get him, Andy!
And there goes Ryan, my arch nemesis. He made a good pass there. I took the outside line, he took the inside. Made a good pass around. head, I'm thinking, all right, tag onto the tail end of these two guys and don't let them out of your sight. Keep up with them. Andy had a really good race today. I think he ended up finishing 4th. Congratulations to him. Blew another corner. I gotta look ahead a little bit farther. I'm missing all the corners in those. Well, it doesn't seem like a lot, but the extra 3 to 5 feet when you miss a corner and go wide, you lose valuable half seconds to seconds. Over the number of corners we go through, that really makes up a lot. Gosh darn it, if Ryan's not slowly pulling out of sight. This is definitely the long way around. As you hit the top of that hill, you should have went right, just like that gentleman did. There's 2 more folks to get around me. And another. I think at least one, if not a couple of those folks are from the 800 class, though. The class behind us, they've already caught up to me. The hard part is that puts quite a few people between Ryan and I. My quest to try to catch up to him. Alright, we fast forward. We're coming to the end of lap 1. And just to give the spectators a bit of a show, we put in a giant rock pile right as you come in through scoring. Woohoo! Shout out to my buddy Justin. He hurt his hand pretty bad in a rally racing accident, and he's going to be out for a little while, so he was doing backup scoring today, so he was giving some words of encouragement each time as we came around the scoring trailer. This younger fella here was definitely, I think, in the 800 class, not in our class, so I let him around. Didn't want to hold him up. We'll catch up to him here in a little bit. And here we are. We fast forward ahead, and we've caught back up to him. And again, we're just going to try to tag in behind him and make sure we can stay with him, if not pass him if the opportunity arises, if he's slowing down a bit. Back into the Fun Creek section. And as I was riding behind him, I noticed he was getting a little bit wild. Next thing you know, bad whiskey throttle there.
Are you okay? All right. Gave me the thumbs up.
It looked like a pretty rough crash in the rocks, but I definitely stopped to make sure he was okay. But when everybody's in a race, you get that universal thumbs up. That's your cue to keep going. There are sweepers out on the track, so if he wasn't okay or did need some help getting out, there should be somebody along before too long that's actually working the race to help him get the bike up and going. Obviously, if he was seriously hurt or needed help, I would have stopped and hung out with him. But one of the great things about the races is definitely like a family. Everybody tries to help everybody out. Alright, fast forward a little bit.
Woo!
This rider from the 600 class.
Thank you.
I've been behind them before, and generally pretty fast riders, so might have been having a rough day. Once the races get going, you kind of get spread out a little bit. I end up riding, a fair amount just kind of by myself, so trying to push as hard as I can. This time I take the left line, which is a little bit faster, straight up the hill. Time I got the corner right. Oh, goodness. I look up ahead, and that's Ryan. 2 riders ahead of me. I think he said he had a crash. We're still on lap 2, but whatever happened was enough to allow me to catch up to him, so now's my opportunity. I gotta stay with him. There's at least 1 rider between us, though. Definitely a much smoother, faster way around that corner. Still on lap 2. We're not too far from the finish line at this point in time. Got a number of riders in front of me.
One more!
Lots of times if somebody pulls over for a rider, they'll pull right back in, and I've been guilty of that myself, so there's a couple of riders in a row and somebody pulls over for you, I try to yell, let them know there's more coming. Looks like we got a 3-bike pile up there. I got to go a little off-roading to make my own track, get around it. Didn't slow me up too much. And I catch up to what I believe is a junior or a young rider. I don't know what class they were in for sure. Right as we're going over the rock pile, right there in front is Ryan, so he's right ahead of me.
Oh, come on.
Oh, and this poor person.
Oh, shit.
They stalled their bike right in the middle of scoring.
Go.
And the patience as I watch Ryan drive away is killing me. I hope that person had an okay day. They pulled off. I don't know if that was the end of their race or if they were just trying to get out of everybody's way, but now we're on lap 3. Skip ahead. There's not a lot happened in lap 3 until we start to come up on this portion. Rode by myself most of the time. Came to this area, which really wasn't all that difficult, but as you'll see, one misplace of the wheel.
Oh, fuck! Oh God.
I watch these videos back and you just don't understand how that happens. It looks like I almost intentionally ran into the tree, but coming up the rocky, rooty hill, misplaced the front just a little bit, and next thing you know, you're hitting the tree and hitting the ground. That one kind of hurt a bit. Wasn't going very fast, but definitely left a giant knot on my shin, even though I wear knee guards and boots. Alright, let's jump ahead. I had to throw this in here. Come up on this little guy or gal. And that was a hard, rocky Rudy.
Nice job, keep going, baby.
They did an awesome job making up there on that little bike. I don't know how these little ones get around on some of the terrain on those little wheels and those little bikes, but man, they are great at it. Try to give them words of encouragement. Alright, we're coming into scoring. This is the end of lap 3. I think I'm in 12th place.
Justin!
As we came around this section, there was somebody stopped in the middle of the trail, and then I noticed a downed bike at the bottom. There's somebody laying on the ground at the right. That didn't look too good, but there were bystanders there helping them out. Sure hope they're okay. That little section through the woods was really tight. You came through there too fast, flipped your handlebars. Next thing you know, you're on the ground. The rider up in front is in a different class. I don't know exactly which class, but not in mine. We go back and forth a number of times throughout this lap. He was a little faster in the open sections, and then when it got tight and technical, I was a touch faster than him. So. Coming through scoring at the end of lap 4. Starting into lap 5 here, just barely got into lap 5. But fatigue starting to set in. And once again. Simplest little mistakes. Flip the tree, next thing you know, you're down on the ground. And the amount of energy it takes each time you have one of these little crashes, even though they're not bad, just kind of zaps it out of you. So we're going to fast forward ahead a little farther. We're still on lap 5, which is how many laps I had done today. Most of the 700 class did 5 laps. A couple did 6. And this simple little section, really rocky and rough. Not looking ahead, misplaced the wheel, got off to the left. The camera doesn't do it justice, but it's pretty steep and off camber here, so I'm trying not to let the bike get any farther down the hill than it already is, and just kind of slowly tractor its way back out. And I'm just losing precious time, seconds after seconds, losing. And wouldn't you know it, between the first crash on lap 5 and then that little thing there, I lost enough time that my buddy Tim catches me with about a mile left of the trail, gets around and finishes out ahead of me. So the camera's about to die here. Thanks for watching. See you at the next round.